Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Rashelle Rivera and I'm gonna have a little story for you. So I'm not in Korea yet. So in my last video you guys saw that I was traveling from Florida to Dallas and then getting the whole staying the night in a hotel and then waking up to go again. So in this video you're gonna see part of me going from Dallas to, I'm gonna tell you the story.
어떻게 건너서 오른쪽으로 가야 돼요?
I'm supposed to be in Korea in a few hours, but I'm not. Everything was normal. We went to the gates and then we passed everything and then we boarded the plane. Everything was just normal and just fine. And then the instructions were given in English and Korean. I just saw a lot of people were going to the bathroom. I don't remember if it was before we had our first meal or after, but there were lines and lines to go to the bathroom, and there were 4 to 6 bathrooms on the whole plane because it was a big plane, it was an international plane, and there were a lot of people doing line to go to the bathroom. And then everything was just going fine, just everyone in the bathroom doing the line to go to the bathroom. I'm still confused on why. A lot of the staff were just going front and back from the bathroom to the cabin, and I was what's going on? It went for 3 hours, not around 4 but around 3 hours, and then we get an announcement from the captain that we're gonna make an emergency landing on Seattle, and we were 20 minutes away. The last place we have land on was Seattle, around Washington, right? After we pass Seattle, it's just water. It's just ocean, so we would not have been able to stop by there until we reach Incheon, South Korea. We just had to stop at Seattle because of an emergency landing. Just kind of explaining what happened, and he mentioned a toilet being clogged. And you might be thinking okay, just a toilet clogged, there are 5 other bathrooms, and I thought the same thing, but then it was just a lot going on. But I don't know, I don't think it was just the bathroom being clogged. Something was going on the plane and we didn't know. They just told us the bathroom is clogged. We were 3 minutes on the plane, 3 hours on the plane already, and then we had to make a landing on Seattle, Washington. We'll see what's wrong with the bathrooms, because so far we have traveled around 3 hours out of the 14 hours to go to South Korea. The pilot said that the bathroom storage was already at its 30% full based on their measurements from that's only from 3 hours. Imagine from here there were 11 more hours to go, and since I think they were calculating that by then there will not be no space for the bathroom, and then it will be so heavy. He said the plane is so heavy that we needed to land on Seattle. So that was yeah, we were not waiting for that. Because it first started, we have just a little problem with the bathroom, one of the bathrooms is clogged, and then it went from that to the whole plane being too heavy to go straight to Korea, and then it went from something about the engine, they need to check something. I don't even know what was going on. And then we just landed and we waited for 2 hours. Just staff people coming out and in from the bathrooms, just cleaning up and stuff. We were just waiting for 2 hours. And the plane, nothing, doing absolutely nothing. So after we were just 2 hours in there, they were talking about how they need to communicate with somewhere in Korea. They had to communicate with the Korean airport or something like that, because we were supposed to go straight from Dallas to Incheon, South Korea, and then we just had to make a stop on Seattle, Washington, because we had that problem with the whole set of the bathroom and thing. But the thing is, Korea does not allow planes to make a stop before going to South Korea. It needs to go, for example, it needs to go from Dallas directly to Incheon, South Korea, and not going like from Dallas, Seattle, and then there. So there was that problem. If they were trying to communicate with them, because if not, because of that trip that we made right there, because of that emergency, we would have been going back to Dallas to then go straight to Korea. Thing is, it would have taken a long time for us to just like from there try to check the engine and whatever they were doing, wait like those 2 hours that we did, and then go back those 3 hours that we had on the plane to go to Dallas again. And then from there they check the engine again, and then we go from Dallas to straight to South Korea. That was too much, I believe. It like a few minutes went by, like a few 10 minutes went by, and then they reached to a decision that we're not gonna go to South Korea today. And the reason is because Korea is not allowing us to go there anymore because we made that stop. So they reached an agreement, and then they set us up to 8 a.m. So let's say this. It was 10:55 when we first like went on the flight. Like we were up in the sky. It was like 11 o'clock. And then it was like around 3 o'clock that we reached Seattle, and then the hour went back to 12 because of the time difference. And then we waited until 2 o'clock on that time, and that would have been like around 5-6 p.m. where I live in Florida. We just had to wait that time, and then from, let's say we reached 2 p.m., that was the time here in Seattle at that time, we had to wait until 8 a.m. of the next morning to go on the same flight to go to South Korea, because then it would have been like a direct flight because we stopped there and then go. And there were a few problems. The first problem was hotel, transportation. There was another thing, our PCR. So we had our COVID test done 48 hours before we aboard the plane. And by then, it was already like overtime. Like we had no chance. Like our PCR was already like, we couldn't do anything about it. And then a lot was going on because we were thinking, oh, we need to get that test done again at the airport, but it's gonna cost like around $300 if we do it at the airport. We just like, what are we gonna do? And then because they will have to pay for that because it was not our fault, that, well, it was someone's fault because they clogged the toilet. That was the whole thing about. We had to do that entire thing. And they reached an agreement. Korea said that we don't need it because we already took it on the flight and we were like going to South Korea, and they're gonna exempt us from doing it again because like we were already like in the process of going there. So either way, when we get there to the airport, they're gonna do it again just to like to make sure. And that was one of the problems, getting like the PCR again. And then the other one was, I'm going on a tour group, and then we were supposed to be there today around 3 p.m. Well, the next day in South Korea, but we were not there. We're still here in Seattle. We're still in the USA, and our worries were like, we're gonna miss a whole day, like a few activities. And almost the whole group was with us in the USA. So some of them were already in South Korea because they went there already. They were already landed because they went on a different flight. But most of us were on the same flight that this happened to us. So they decided to change like the schedule, and we did like the whole change and everything. And it was going, like a lot was going on. And then they said we couldn't get our suitcases because we need to leave the plane as it is. So we just like stepped down of the plane with only our carry-ons and backpacks. And my carry-on only has shoes. I have no clothes on it. And my backpack, it only has like my camera, my tripod, and everything. It's on my backpack. I don't have clothes on it. So now we had to stay in a hotel overnight with no suitcases, no clothes, with a $12 voucher for food that the airplane, like the airline gave us, because like a lot was going on, and I'm just here. Like, I could have been in Korea like now, but no, I'm not, because I'm still here in Seattle. I never been to Washington before. Like, in this whole trip, I made it to Texas, now to Washington. Like, what else? I'm gonna travel the whole USA. Like, oh my god. A lot was going on. A lot. And then we were just like so upset because something so like a stupid thing made the whole plane, like the whole flight, get canceled just because the toilet got clogged. And I don't think that was the main reason. Like, something must have happened to the plane that like they just canceled it, because like a clogged toilet, like they have 5 more, why not use the other ones? Like, I don't really get it. But like, I don't know, like it was so weird. And I don't get how many people were going to the bathroom. Like, you see lines and lines and lines. Like, they must have given them something on the food to make them go to the bathroom, like for real, because there were like lines and lines and lines of people to go to the bathroom. And overall, I'm just here waiting, because we had to be at the airport at 5 a.m. because our flight leaves at 8. So they decided that we're gonna continue our flight the next day at 8 a.m. to get to Korea the next day at 12:02 p.m. So we are gonna be missing like around 1.5 day that we could have been like in Korea already. So we are losing those days just because of like this happened. And now we have 10 more hours to go. So now we're gonna wake up like around 4:20, 4:30. Then to be in the airport at 5 to have everything ready, because you know it's an international flight and a lot is going on, a lot of people, it's a big airport. So just to go safe, we need to be there early. But at least our suitcases are already on the plane, so we don't have to go through that process again. So at least you're there. But now I'm just like so upset. I'm just like, I don't know, like, I mean, everything happens for a reason, but like this is too much. Like, I was really so excited. I was like, let's go, because I was like already visualizing myself in South Korea already. But no, I'm still in the USA. And yeah. So we're just here in the hotel waiting for our next flight that's in hours. Oh my god. Like, everything was going good so far. I don't know what happened. And then we're gonna be boarding the same plane. Like, now I'm scared. Now I'm scared if like there was something wrong with the plane or something. Like, I don't know, because there must have been like a bigger reason on why the plane was canceled. Like, the flight was canceled. Like, there were a lot of people in there. Like, I'm telling you, there were like 4 sections on the plane, and then like the rows were like 10 seats. Like, it was a big plane. Like, it was 4 times bigger than like a regular plane. Like, if it had 2 stories, like 2 floors, I would have been impressed. I wouldn't, because like I would have expected it, because it was so big. I was like, wow. And then it was just like another thing, trying to get into our seat with a lot of people. I was with my backpack here, and then with the suitcase right here, and I was hitting people. I was like, 죄송합니다, 죄송합니다. It was a lot. And then after I had like a lot of trouble like deleting a lot of like downloads and documents from my iPad, just to download some series on my iPad. I found out like the plane, each seat has a TV, and you can play games on it. You can watch HBO TV, Apple TV. And then I started watching one movie. And that movie, I was covering the screen and all. Like, I did not expect that movie to be on a plane. I was like impressed. The food they give us was good. I got bibimbap, bibimbap, something like that. And it was good. It was good. I liked it. But I had the worst experience. I thought like the whole plane was like falling down or something because they were gonna do like an emergency landing because of the toilet. Like, that's the stupidest reason to cancel a whole flight, a 14-hour flight. I'm just so upset. Like, at this point, I'm not getting to Korea anytime soon. And yeah, that's it. I needed to let that out because I feel so upset. But still, I recorded some parts of the video either way, so I think I might just put it in here just like to show around, and then I might do it again tomorrow when I get into the flight. I might have to do a part 3 because like this will be part 2, and then I will do part 3 when I finish like that whole ride and get to South Korea, and then I'll just like upload that part as part 3. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I was really hoping to be in South Korea already, but like, what can I do? It was that person's fault who clogged the toilet. Well, this is Rashelle Rivera, and I'll see you guys in the next one.